Hi, I'm Sarah Cowgill, along with Kelly Ballard, Graham Noble, Scott Cosenza, and Jim Fight. And this is the Conservative Five, Liberty Nation's online TV news program. The sprawling social media landscape came down with a bad case of the ironies. Elon Musk announced on his platform X, formerly known as Twitter, he would sue the Anti-Defamation League for, yes, defamation. In a series of posts, the Tesla founder said, quote, "To clear our platform's name on the matter of anti-Semitism, it looks like we have no choice but to file a defamation lawsuit against the Anti-Defamation League. Oh, the irony," end quote. Well, folks, you can't make this stuff up, but you can cover it like our legal beagle, Scott Cosenza. Let's discuss, Scott.
The best part of the tweet was, and I'm glad you left it for me to say, was that Musk said that if they won in court, they would have petition the court to have the anti removed from the name of the Anti-Defamation League. It seems like they have basically badmouthed Twitter or X to their advertisers and intoned that they're somehow either supportive of anti-Semitic statements or at least with a wink and a nod willing to profit off them. And Musk said that at least 10% of the value destruction of the company is due to, he said it in a charitable analysis. So it's billions, I think, of dollars that could be alleged here in a defamation action. We had the largest one I've ever seen is the Fox News Dominion case. Fox paid, I think, over $700 million to settle that defamation claim. I don't think the Anti-Defamation League likely has billions of dollars on reserve to pay to Musk. So they could be in some trouble here. And what it shows is that they've just been captured by the left. So many institutions are hollowed out now, and it looks like this is another one. The formerly, stalwart defender of the needful defender of Jews in the face of anti-Semitism that they do face on the regular. But now it's just captured by the left and progressives. Jonathan Greenblatt is the name of the villain, I think, in this story, who joined Clinton's campaign out of college in Little Rock and worked all the way through high-level Democrat politics through being a senior advisor to Obama. And now he's just using the platform to attack Jews, too. If they're not progressive, if they're conservative or libertarian, they're fair game. Somehow that is all covered under the broad mission now of the ADL.
Well, I mean, they were formed, as you say, for a great reason. Jim, what do they do right? And are we going to miss them if they're gone?
Well, it's just funny. The last little bit of what Scott said, it cracked me up. It's like you're not Jewish anymore if you don't hold the proper belief according to this guy. It's like we saw that all in the last several elections. Like, you're not really black if you're conservative.
You ain't black, right? That's what.
Yeah. You're just a white dude that spends too much time in the sun. I don't know. Yeah. I mean, the racism there that they claim to not even see is just, well, irony. I don't know. Will we miss the ADL? Well, I don't think anyone not on the left is going to miss the blatant political attacks. And at the moment, that's pretty much the bulk of what they're doing.
No, I mean, it seems like I'm sorry, Jim.
Oh, I was just going to say, so if they were really focusing on protecting Jews from anti-Semitism, then yes.
It seems like the left is trying to own all of the traditional, foundational, organizations that were created for, dogging equality or inequality. And it seems like they have gotten a toehold in all of these. Are they going to destroy them all, or
they're massive corruptors? That's exactly right. That is what they're doing. And the funny thing is, they're actually probably helping the cause of anti-Semitism, because anti-Semitism is most prominently allowed on the left. It's progressives, especially on college campuses, for instance, that are moving the needle against Jews and in favor of anti-Semitism. So what's an ADL person sitting atop the ADL to do? Well, if they're a movement progressive, they shut up about it. If they're not, if they're really about conquering anti-Semitism, then they have to call out the anti-Semitism on the left.
I probably should keep out of this one altogether because I have some unconventional ideas about anti-Semitism. For a start, I want to know
interesting.
what is what is it? What is it exactly? Because some people would argue that if you are critical of the state of Israel, you're an anti-Semite. I don't necessarily believe that is true. I think being an anti-Semite means that you just don't like Jews, that you badmouth Jews in general. And I think those two things should be separate. But I do agree that most of the real anti-Semitism, both anti-Israeli sentiment and also anti-Jewish sentiment, which are not necessarily the same thing as far as I'm concerned, are both more prevalent on the left. Do we have free speech or not? You see, I'm not sure that anybody should be persecuted for offending anybody else, whether it's a whole race of people or not. I think I've never understood racists of any I nearly said of any color, but racists of any flavor, I don't like. I think it's just idiotic and ignorant to be a racist altogether. I've never understood the concept of it. The same way I don't understand the concept of not liking Jews or not liking Christians or not liking Muslims. I don't get any of that. But I'm not sure that anybody should be criminally prosecuted for saying something that offends any other individual or group of people.
Well, what they've done is they've labeled, if I call you a name that is technically a slur, as we would define it, they've labeled that hate speech, and hate speech incites violence. So therefore, that's their leg to stand on. Kelly, you can define hate speech in free speech, can't you?
There's a big difference. I mean, you don't have to like someone or like a policy or like a country or whatever. You should be able to say what you want to say. I mean, that's the whole idea behind free speech. Now, if you're sitting there and you're talking to public and you're saying, now you go and hurt someone, you go and hurt these people, that is different. That is inciting violence. But by sitting there saying, I don't believe in this, the system needs to change or whatever, no, I don't believe
that's regular hate. Hate speech generally is free speech. Incitement to violence is a very specific, forbidden speech, as I think it should be. But hate speech is protected speech, as well it should be.
Yeah, hating someone for their demographic information
is American as apple pie, right?
Does it make you a jackass? Sure. Should it make you a criminal?
No.
Exactly. That's it. I'm done with this one because I haven't got anything more to say between Scott and Jim.
Ignorant, not illegal.
They just summed it up for me. That's it.
Right. Yeah. That's a good way to put it, Sarah. Ignorant, but not illegal.
They've had a few lawsuits thrown at them, throughout the time. In the 70s, there was a big one that was by 15 civil rights organizations, as well as 7 individuals. And they were suing and won because the ADL hired intelligent agents, who belong to the police or close ties with the police to spy on certain people, on their activities and stuff. And then again, also in the 90s, they got in trouble for going against the wiretap law for a feuding neighbors. And so they used the information that they heard from a recorded telephone conversation. And so they kind of got in trouble for that too. So it's not just that they're going after whatever, it's also how they're going after people, through nefarious means or through secrecy.
If they were going after those people in the service of protecting the lives of Jews, I think I'd be a little bit, I still would say it's bad, but it's a charitable, I could have a charitable attitude towards them. But instead of using, they're wearing this hero's cape, protector of the underclass, of the downtrodden, of those who need the protection the most, and they're using it to stomp on the free speech of Jews. That's just through the looking glass.
Well, here's what I know. Musk can drag the ADL through years of court battles with whatever he has in his wallet at this point. Note to self, stay on Musk's good side. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks, panel. That's it for our Conservative 5 panel today. Check out our other C5 shows and segments on your favorite video platform. YouTube, Vimeo, Rumble, we're on them all. As well, Liberty Nation has its own Roku channel where you can see all of our TV productions. I'm Sarah Cowgill. Thanks for joining us today for Free Thinking, Free Speech, LibertyNation.com.